Week, you guys coming off a loss, was it a good thing, or would you guys have wanted to maybe play right after that?
Well, definitely after a loss, of course. That gives us time to clean up and see exactly what we need to do to get things back on track. I mean, that was, for lack of a better word, that was kind of embarrassing for us. And so, you know, this bye week showed us a lot of the things that we were falling off on. I mean, a lot of the times it seemed like we were starting to slack off more and more each game, and so this gave us a chance to kind of get back on track. So.
With when you look at BYU, what stands out about them offensively? I know they've had their struggles too, but what do you notice when you look at them?
Definitely one of the key factors that all their quarterbacks can run. No matter which quarterback's in there, they can take off with the ball, which will be a really big challenge for us as a D-line to keep him contained, make sure he doesn't escape the pocket as often. I mean, you saw it last year, Taysom would escape the pocket and get 20 yards off of just scrambling around, and so that's kind of a big focus for us this week, is to try and keep him contained inside the pocket.
And you mentioned kind of every week stuff's kind of been, defensively getting a little worse in some areas. What was this kind of a wake-up call for you guys? And maybe some of you were kind of hiding some of the earlier mistakes because overall we're still playing well, but now it's kind of you're showing that stuff has to get cleaned up a little bit, or?
Well, during the bye week, I mean, like you're saying, I don't know if we got necessarily worse and worse, but I think we were a little lax on some things, a couple issues, defending, rushing the pass as hard as we could, defending the pass, deep balls and everything like that. And I think this kind of was a wake-up call, trying to get us to, sink into our fundamentals, make sure that they're taken care of, and, don't take anything for granted. I mean, a lot of people coming into that game for Virginia were expecting us to have a big win, and I mean, that kind of played to our downfall and our defeat in the end.
It did seem like you guys were kind of saying, hey, we're doing well, but it's only, it's only one game, it's only 2 games, it's only 3 games. I mean, you guys kind of saw that it's a long season, and just because you did good for a couple games didn't mean it was going to stick that way. Did you guys kind of see that, or you knew you had areas for improvement, I guess, all along?
Yeah, we're playing some really good football teams, and we've got a lot of good guys on our crew, but we always need to improve on things. I mean, whether it's technical things, whether it's the mindset that we need to have when going out there to play a game, it's definitely something that we need to key in on. We need to get better. I mean, we're such a young defense that it's good for us to remember through losses like this that we can improve, we can get better, and that's something that Coach Avalos has been really focusing on. Is though we may lose, as long as we learn from it, that's what this defense is really all about, is keying in and adjusting to what we need to.
How special was Friday's game for you personally, going up against BYU?
For me personally, I mean, BYU is always a big. I mean, I'm from Utah, so that's a huge thing. I got a lot of guys on that team that I know personally. A lot of guys. I mean, a lot of cousins on that team, especially being Polynesian, playing on that team. And then I'm a really big fan of Kalani Sitake, just as an outstanding member of the Tongan community, the things that he does for charity. But I mean, growing up in high school, I didn't get looked at BYU, so this will be a really good. This will be a really fun game. I can't wait to get out and see what we can do against them.
Is there a little extra fire for you against BYU? I know when Darren Lee was here, he was LDS to yearly recruited by BYU, and he always brought a little something extra for when they played.
Yeah, I think, I mean, we're going to treat this game like we treat every game, but I mean, that hometown effect that, me, Durant, Daniel, I mean, we've been talking about it a lot. Coach Caldwell says, I'm excited to take you guys home to see what you guys can do. And so, I want to see what we can do too against, our family and friends standing in the sidelines and cheering us on.
You ever been to a game in that stadium?
Yes, I have. Actually, I was there when Colin Kaepernick played BYU.
Okay.
And I was the only Nevada fan because I grew up in Reno before Salt Lake. So
what are you kind of expecting then in terms of the atmosphere? And usually when Boise State comes, it's always a big crowd and loud. And what do you I know? I guess for defense, it's a little quieter probably when their offense has the ball. But what are you expecting just from the atmosphere, and what kind of challenge is this for you guys?
I mean, I am super excited for, they're expecting a full house, and even if it's not, I know the people are going to scream and shout and cheer as if it is, I know for Daniel and for me and Durant, I mean, I think we have at least 20 family members each coming to the game, so I know the fan section is going to be, full. And I think the challenges that maybe the environment will have is, being away, people are going to look at us as if, we're coming from a big loss, we're away from home. But I think that'll just play to our advantage. People will maybe undermine us, based off of what happened last game. So.
What impresses you about Gabe Perez? He's one of the guys that's been around here, the longest, frankly. And on defense, what stands out to you about him?
First of all, as a person, Gabe's second to none. I mean, he's such a great guy. He's really cool. He's a little old school, which I really like, considering when we travel, a lot of the times we'll have team meals, and at each of the team meals, I mean, you see the guys on their cell phones, and Gabe just says, "Hey, how about we try talking for a change?" And that's the kind of guy Gabe is. He really wants to get to know everyone, not just because it's his senior year, but you can tell it's just the way he is. And then on top of that, I mean, the man can pass rush. I mean, he has a lot of great moves. I mean, there's a couple of them that I try to use on the interior. And they're effective because Gabe is he's really good at explaining how it works to me when I try to use them.